Blackjack Ketchum is AP McCoy, Chief Dan George, Mick Fitzgerald, Hardy Eustace, Conrad Dwyer, Hills of Arran is Timmy Murphy, Casbar Bliss, Chock Thornton now the rider, taking over from Christoph Pugh. Lough Derg is Tom Scudamore, Lies Green Dominic Ellsworth, Oscar Deal is Adam Pogson. Then we go down to 9 and 10 who are both out, and 11 is Special Envoy, the mount of Paddy Brennan. So we've got 9 runners.
Blackjack Ketchum has been backed in. I've seen 3s that one into 5-2, and you can actually get 11-4 Hardy Eustace here on the rails with bet 365. So it's amazing how the horse that was well backed this morning is easy to back now, and there is 11-4 in places. Really good money for Special Envoy into 9-2, and for Casbar Bliss, if you fancy that, you can't beat the 5s. That's very tight. And also must report some each way bets for Hills of Arran that's halved in price from 100s into 50-1. But it could be that Blackjack Ketchum starts as the market leader here. At the moment, we're joints at 5-2.
Racing for the BGC Long Walk Hurdle. This is a Grade 1 contest over 3 miles and a furlong, and Lough Derg, habitual front runner, is sent on decisively on the run towards the first. Is going to already take it about 7 to 8 lengths clear. And we lose Hills of Arran. Hills of Arran has gone at the very first flight of hurdles. The jockey is quick to rise. The horse is also on his feet, looking a little bit shaken, as Lough Derg's already taken flight number 2. And a good pace they're going here as the runners head on down towards flight number 3. So Lough Derg is about 10 to 12 lengths clear from, in second place, Oscar Deal. Chief Dan George races in third. Then out a little wider on the course, Hardy Eustace towing on a little group that includes Blackjack Ketchum, who's currently shadowing Hardy Eustace. Special Envoy and Casbar Bliss at the back of the field, as Lies Green, the grey, is the one that's towards the inside. So Lough Derg by a good 12 to 15 lengths leads from Oscar Deal in second. 3 lengths to Chief Dan George, being ridden more forward this afternoon in this first-time visor. Then the grey, Lies Green, on the inside of Hardy Eustace. And he's towing on a little quartet that are all tracking one another. Blackjack Ketchum's on Hardy Eustace's tail, Special Envoy's on Blackjack's tail, and Casbar Bliss has now just moved towards the inside of Special Envoy. And so plenty of the big guns being held up at the rear of the field. So Lough Derg still continuing on his merry way by about 8 to 10 lengths clear from, in second, Oscar Deal. And again, they're all over safely. And just looking back, Hills of Arran's walking away perfectly sound after that fall, having briefly stood there a little shaken. Lough Derg has already jumped flight number 5. So the order, Lough Derg, as much as 12 to 15 lengths is the gap between himself and Chief Dan George, and halfway between the pair you'll find Oscar Deal. And so the front two have got a break on their rivals. Lough Derg by about 8 lengths from, in second place, Oscar Deal. 7 lengths to Chief Dan George, Hardy Eustace. Then Blackjack Ketchum has gone past Lies Green. Casbar Bliss on the inside of the grey Special Envoy. So Lough Derg turns back towards home. He's anxious to expose any stamina frailties in the likes of Hardy Eustace and Casbar Bliss, as reaching the first in the straight, Lough Derg's over clear. Oscar Deal in second. Chief Dan George from Hardy Eustace. Blackjack Ketchum on the outside of Lies Green. Casbar Bliss and Special Envoy have been held up at the rear of the field. They'd be a good 30 lengths behind the leader at this point, as Lough Derg is over clear. From the outsider, Oscar Deal. Chief Dan George next. Good leap by Blackjack Ketchum in midfield. His hurdling's been very fluent through the race so far. So the order passing us, Lough Derg, who established a clear advantage at an early stage and continues to press on in the red headgear. Oscar Deal, the outsider, in second place, still with clear daylight between himself and Chief Dan George. Then Hardy Eustace, who's 6 lengths away in fourth. Blackjack Ketchum has been his shadow throughout. Casbar Bliss has got onto the back of Blackjack Ketchum. Lies Green is the one that's being ridden along. He's the first one struggling. Reminders for him as they set out on their final circuit, with Special Envoy still under restraint at the back of the field. There's certainly been no hiding place stamina-wise, because Lough Derg continues to run on his merry way and goes about 8 lengths the advantage as he takes flight number 8. Over from, in second place, Oscar Deal. Chief Dan George was third, Hardy Eustace fourth. Then behind these, Blackjack Ketchum, Casbar Bliss, Lies Green and Special Envoy. Booted into that, Lough Derg, another really bold leap. The second horse, Oscar Deal, He's still got a long way to go, but he's run with credit in second at this stage, because he's going better than Chief Dan George at this stage, who's ridden along. But still this little wave, snake-like formation of four. Hardy Eustace, Blackjack Ketchum, Casbar Blees and Special Envoy. All of them still playing their cards close to their chest as Lough Derg takes the last on that side of the course and will head off down to Swinley Bottom. So Lough Derg by still 7 to 8 lengths. Hardy Eustace begins to creep closer now, takes third off Chief Dan George. Then in fifth place comes Blackjack Ketchum from Casbar Blees as Hardy Eustace now begins to edge closer. Still clear, however, Lough Derg, and a few of those might just be getting a bit twitchy behind. Lies Green's really struggling. Chief Dan George receives reminders, and he also appears to be toiling. So Lough Derg still encouraged along and still with a clear advantage of 15 lengths as he comes towards what is 4 from home. Oscar Deal in second. Then behind these in third place is Hardy Eustace with Blackjack Ketchum. Then comes Casbar Blees, who's ridden along and looks to be struggling. Special Envoy towards the outside goes better than Casbar Blees as over 3 out. Lough Derg still has a 10-length advantage from Hardy Eustace, then Blackjack Ketchum. Chief Dan George has just about pulled himself up after jumping that. Casbar Blees looks a beaten horse, and Special Envoy is edging closer in fourth. So Lough Derg continues to show the way. Lough Derg by about 6 lengths. Hardy Eustace is ridden along. Blackjack Ketchum is also just being nursed along now, has got alongside Hardy Eustace, but Lough Derg is still 8 lengths clear. He stays. There are questions whether some of the other do. Back in second, Hardy Eustace, Blackjack Ketchum, Tony McCoy trying to avoid going for absolutely everything. Racing towards the second last. It's probably Lough Derg's to lose because he's 6 lengths clear. Hardy Eustace in second. Blackjack Ketchum hasn't found a great deal. Special Envoy has got a lot to do. Lough Derg, he is beginning to curl, but he is still clear from Hardy Eustace at the final flight of hurdles, and it's Lough Derg who is over 7 to 8 lengths clear. Hardy Eustace back in second. Blackjack Ketchum being pressed for that position by Special Envoy, and Lough Derg. David Pipe's last couple of weeks have been absolutely superb, and Tom Scudamore, a triumphant return for injury for him. A bold, enterprising ride. Stamina wins the long walk hurdle for Lough Derg. Hardy Eustace was second. To Blackjack Ketchum's credit, he fought back to beat Special Envoy third and fourth. Casbar Blees disappointing in fifth.
Goodness me.
Close home over the shorter trip, but this time they gave him enough rope, Lough Derg, and he's a smart enough horse that he hung them. Number 6, Lough Derg, 1-4, 14 to 1. Tom Scudamore judging it absolutely to perfection. Second was number 3, Hardy Eustace, the 5 to 2 joint favourite, and third was number 1, Blackjack Ketchum, also 5 to 2 joint favourite. 9 and 10 didn't go 9.